This is a lesson about karma and emptiness, which is a key foundation in this practice. I'm going to talk about this a lot. You don't have to take notes if you don't want to. This is something that's going to come up over and over and over and over and over again. And so we'll start with the pen thing. Does anybody know what this is? It's not a trick question.
A pen.
It's a pen.
In itself.
Huh?
In itself.
In and of itself, it's a pen. But not in and of itself. And this is where I'm going to turn you around. Okay. What part of the pen makes it a pen?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. The way you see it. Yes, the way you see it. Because the penness is it here the point? Or the middle part? Or the round? This is a plastic cylinder that has a bunch of parts to it. But when these parts are put together in a certain way, and it functions in a certain way, we call it a pen. But because we've seen this so many times since we were children, immediately we go, pen, pen, pen. It's a pen. Okay, it's a pen. On a karmic level, a karmic seed has been planted in our mind, or many karmic seeds over the time, that when we see an object that looks like this, we immediately call it a pen. The connection has been made. Okay, that's simple, right? And then but the penness doesn't reside in it, the penness comes from us. But it doesn't seem that way. It seems like the penness is coming this way at us. Okay? So let's use a different example. Does anybody know what this is?
I can't see. Is it a walkie-talkie?
Looks like a walkie-talkie, looks like a radio, but it's not. So now what's happening is, you know what a walkie-talkie or a radio look like, and you're taking that imprint, that karmic seed, and you're displaying it on this object. Now, does the object exist?
Yes.
Yeah, it's here. Yeah, it exists. Does it function? Well, it doesn't function as a radio because it doesn't work like a radio. It's not a walkie-talkie, so it's not functioning like a walkie-talkie. Oh, it's got a light. It's got a button. What do you think it is? A lighter. No, this is a lighter. This isn't a lighter either. So again, it's not going to function as a lighter, therefore it can't be a lighter.
Okay.
But your seeds are going like this on the object. The reality is, this is how we see the world. The world is coming from us, not at us. It feels like it. It looks like the world is coming straight at us over and over and over again. It is coming from us in this perspective. This is a metal detector.
Do you just have that, or is this for that reason?
This is just for. I detect everybody who comes in, just in case contraband. No, this is a metal detector. So now, as long as it functions as a metal detector, it is a metal detector. And when you see this next time, you'll be like, oh, metal detector. But if this had an essence of metal detectorness from within, it would broadcast and you would know what it is. It does not have an essence. Let's take another example. Does anybody know what this is?
No.
Some sort of a rock.
Some sort of a rock. That is accurate. It is a rock. It could be, petrified dinosaur poop. It could be, it's actually black tourmaline. Black tourmaline. And those of you who are into rocks and minerals and precious gems will be like, oh, tourmaline. Well, it has a quality to it, and the quality it has to it is, it takes away negative energy, and it's grounding, and it does all these things, right? I guarantee you, if I gave all of you a chance to hold this, somebody would be like, just feels like a rock. Don't know what you're talking about. Or maybe all of you would feel that. In order for this to have the quality of grounding, taking away negative energy, you have to have the karma for it to do that. Well, where does the karma come from? Seeds we plant in our mind based upon the things we experience in life, the thoughts we have, our life experiences, the things that we, it's like our camera's on 24/7 recording. And then we broadcast outward into the objects that are out there, and that becomes our reality. Now, this is a big mind shift. Now, why is this important at all? Who cares if it's a rock? Who cares if it's a metal detector? Yes.
How does this, I'm sorry to ask a question.
Please ask.
but How does this differ from the psychological concept of transference?
Oh, it doesn't.
It's the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because it sounds like it.
It sounds like it.
Okay.
So what she's asking is this important or not? And here's why it's important. We have a worldview of ourselves and the world around us. Would you like to change it? Well, if you're expecting outside world to change enough for your worldview to change, you're going to be waiting an awful long time. If we can change that worldview from within, we have some ownership, we have some agency, and we can use our mind and body combined to create and facilitate that change or that rehabituation. So here's an example. Has anybody ever had an annoying person at work or in their lives? I guarantee you I will be that annoying person periodically. What do they typically remind you of? The parts of yourself you don't like. Right? Oh, I know why I don't like you. Because when I see you, I see me in there, and I don't like that at all. Right? All of us have that. At some point, have had that experience. What's the best way to get rid of an annoying person? Well, fix yourself. Figure out what that thing is, or stop doing that thing that you don't like. Right? Really hard to do, but that's the best way to get rid of the annoying person. Is change from within, plant new seeds, rehabituate. And so the point of karma isn't just what comes around goes around, which is how we typically view karma. Karma is the seeds planted in our mind stream that force us to see the world the way we see it. Force us. So somebody has a job loss, a lot of that going around these days. Good thing or bad thing? Well, for whom? For one person, it's like it's a godsend. Thank God they fired me. I get to now go do my whatever. For another person, it's a tragedy. Even if their life situations are very similar, right? Monetarily, family, all the rest. Because of their worldview, they view the experience differently. Just simply because of the seeds planted in their mind.
I have a great example for that.
Please.
My husband had a minor procedure recently, and he came to me during this pandemic, and he came to me a couple days before with the seriousness of death. And he says, I have really bad news. And my heart skipped a beat because I knew this was coming up, and I'm trying to imagine what in the world could have happened. And he says, they won't let you in the waiting room. You're going to have to wait in the car, and this is going to be at least an hour. And I looked at him and I said, it's okay. I have a phone. I have a book. I'm a girl. We can talk. We can read. He's like, but an hour. And all of a sudden it clicked, and I looked at him and I said, you're the one that can't sit in a car for an hour. I have no problem with it.
That's exactly it. And so your karma and his karma are different.
Yes.
And when we look at karma, instead of thinking of it as good karma and bad karma, it's simply neutral. So it's kind of like this. So this pen, I'm going to roll it on the floor. At some point, it'll stop. A force forced it to roll. Other forces, friction, gravity, whatever, force it to stop. The engineers in the room would probably be more specific. Karma is simply a force. It's simply a force that goes from one point to the next point. The seed is planted, it blossoms, it's done. And we plant seeds all the time. Think of like professional athlete, right? They're on a streak and they're winning everything. Suddenly they're in a slump. What changed? What changed isn't their physical ability to do the job, it's what they're thinking about. Their head is not in the game. For some reason, whatever it is. And then they have to go and think about it and go, well, what am I doing? I got to plant new seeds. I got to get back into that winner's mindset or whatever it is they got to do. Okay? the trick, key, bottom line focus of yoga is the seeds we plant in our mind to force ourselves to see the world differently. The end goal of yoga is that you become an enlightened being. That's the carrot they dangle. Just like in Judeo-Christian, the end goal is if you're a good person and you follow the Ten Commandments, you're going to end up in heaven. There's pearly gates and you get wings and a harp and all these things. And, these kind of fairy tale stories. And there's fairy tale stories about what you get as an enlightened being as well. But I'm not a fairy tale kind of guy. I'm a little more grounded. So one of my teachers, Geshe Michael Roach, says, in the Tibetan Buddhist alignment that when you go to, when you die, when you get enlightened, you know all things, and there's this whole category of what you know and how you can do it, and you can emanate to all parts of the universe and serve all beings, and you become an angel, blah, blah, blah. That's nice, I guess. My other teacher, Lama Marut, who you'll hear a lot about, he passed away just last year. Boy, I miss him. He's on the table there on the left, smiling. And he'll say it's knowing what to pick up and what to set down. Knowing what to pick up and what to set down, which is a very grounded way of knowing yourself well enough to know this is working for me, this isn't working for me. And not like, I had a fight with somebody and so I'm getting a divorce. Not like that. But knowing yourself so well that you know what you need to pick up, like maybe doing this program, and what you need to set down, which is maybe fear or uncertainty or whatever it is. And we can apply that to all kinds of places in our lives for all kinds of decisions that we're making. And so to know yourself is really a powerful thing. And then to remind yourself that you really do know. That all of our wisdom we've ever needed we have it already. But we forget because we get caught up with obligation, family, social norms, and all these other things. And they're all very real because they're planting seeds all the time. Can I control your karma? No. It's like if I want to get rid of a headache, I need 3 ibuprofen. My wife, 1. Why? My karma says 3, hers says 1. Somebody else takes an ibuprofen, they die. Just their karma. Not good or bad, just how we're all different.